One type of secondary research we will be using is the internet, as the internet provides us with both quantitative and qualitative data and allows us to access a wide range of data, statistics already existent and collected. On the internet we can collect data such as stats and figures on businesses like ours already out there on the market and see what their figures are for the year, which can allow us to use their weakness for our advantage. However, this method for our business in particular would be a weakness in the aspect of that we would not receive data that is particular to our business. The data won't be accurate and precise for us in comparison to primary research that we have an influence on. Another weakness to this method is the information is available to our customers due to the fact it being online. Being a business just trying to start a new store, we would want the upper hand on our competitors and be unique in order to get new custom, and this would prove difficult using old data and data that other people can use as well. Another type of secondary data we would use is government publications such as the census. This would provide us with quantitative data on our competitors' figures and also the area in which we are trying to enter the market in. We would be able to look in detail at the most common age range, gender, etc. in Wolverhampton and make our business appeal to the mass market in order to be successful and profitable. Being a common weakness for all secondary data, the figures presented in the census are available to everyone, none of which directly apply to our business, and therefore it is a time-consuming process to interpret the data and make it applicable to pop business.
So the secondary research we found were the general incomes in Wolverhampton, so it's estimated that welfare accounts for approximately 650 million of the city's economy per year, and with people on low incomes typically spending all of their income in the local economy. Every pound cut from welfare is a pound cut from the city's economy. Wages are on average £80 per week below the national average. This counts to a shortfall of approximately 600 million of spending each year. The average age in Wolverhampton is 39. However, broken down by specific age groups, Wolverhampton has a slightly higher proportion of children aged under 16. However, the older age population is predicted to increase over the next 10 years locally and nationally. We have a table of income tax personal allowances. And then here's just the average and median monthly salary comparison in Wolverhampton. Vintage shops in Wolverhampton that already exist are Petticoat Vintage, Darlington Vintage, Trisha's Vintage Clothing and the Vintage Co.
There are two different types of primary research that we would undertake. The first is quantitative primary research. We would do a questionnaire which would gather a lot of information, but also use questions regarding a person's clothing habit, shopping habit and preferences within Wolverhampton. We also do an observation, and we'll do two different methods in this observation. Interaction and communication with a person, and no interaction and no communication with a person. We also debated the idea of using a quantitative focus group. We decided due to time constraints and wanting a larger sample, we decided we wouldn't do this. With the questionnaires, we decided to do sampling surveys, where information is gained from any group that is walking along the high street. It will allow us to gauge the current size of the clothes market in Wolverhampton and the customer needs. Information gained would highlight how often they shop for clothes, where they shop, what types of clothes they purchase, such as everyday clothes, occasion clothes, work or casual, and spending levels. It will allow us to determine the range of people, age, gender, etc. who will be interested in shopping at Pop Boutique. It helps direct Pop Boutique as to what will be used for, i.e. vintage clothes, as an accessory to supplement everyday clothes in order to be different, such as clothes for a function. We decided that we wouldn't do the online questionnaire, as we hadn't got enough resources, but it could be used for research for the Pop Boutique. Initially, the public in the high street or the venue would be given a leaflet with details on how to register online to complete the questionnaire. This would enable the questionnaire to be filled in at home in their own time. The same questions as the sampling survey will be used, but to a larger audience, and hence a large sample to analyse, which will give a more accurate picture of the size of the clothing market and the customer needs in Wolverhampton. The observations involve the interaction and communication with the person, as this would enable us to evaluate and measure a person's response to questions asked about clothes shopping in Wolverhampton and the opening of the new Pop Boutique. It will also allow us to have a more intuitive understanding of the clothing market in Wolverhampton, the individual's clothing needs, and the expected use of the Pop Boutique store if open, and an understanding of the perceived gaps and expectations within the Wolverhampton clothing market. No interaction and communication would involve the market research being carried out by observing and noting the footfall of existing shops in the Wolverhampton city centre. It to reveal the age range, gender and number using the existing stores available there and the number of people who use the current vintage stores located in the centre. Whilst this information will be specific to that location and indicate the popularity of the city centre, it will be useful in cross-referencing the information gained from the questionnaire responses.
This is the questionnaire that we did, well it's half of it, and we tried to make sure that the questions weren't biased, and it was to find out whether there was whether it would be a good idea to set up a vintage clothes store. So the questions are tailored to that. We found that the largest age group in Northampton was 16 to 18, and most people were size 8. So if they were going to set up a vintage clothes store, then it would be a good idea to have most of their clothing that size. And most people weren't interested in vintage clothing, so it wouldn't be a good idea to set up a vintage clothes store. No one said that they felt that a vintage clothes store was missing from Wolverhampton, although they felt that more clothes and food shops, more accessories and Apple stuff, Hollister stuff that's missing from Birmingham should be more Wolverhampton. And that most people were smart casual and other. So we found that it would not be a good idea to set up a vintage clothes store because only 13% of our sample would be interested in buying vintage clothes, and 4 vintage clothes shops already exist. And since the average age range is 39 and there were more young children under age 16, we would not be able to provide them for as much as we would expect. And Wolverhampton is not a major city, so opening a vintage clothes store in Wolverhampton would not gain many sales, unlike in Birmingham. However, if we were to consider it, we would broaden our market by having a regular clothing shop, have a hint of vintage, that way the shop would be more appealing to them and others. It would gain more customers or even specialise in a vintage fur jacket corner of the shop, and a stand full of vintage sunglasses. Those people who buy from high street shops will buy from the shop as well as vintage shops.